George Hill don't, if they both turn it over less than X number of times, the Pacers will win. Like, that's what I'm saying. Do you think Terrence Jones is going to be the type of player where people will say, "Oh, if he scores 15 tonight, they'll win"? Like, do you think he'll be that type of a difference maker?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because he's coming from something you wouldn't expect him to get. So it's just a bonus. Because the Rockets already have such a potent offense. Any other point from anyone other than Lynn, Parsons, Harden, or Howard, that's a huge bonus. Those threes they get, hey, they can make three. Francisco Garcia can rain threes.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
Freddie yelling and every time Freddie Garcia makes a three, he's like yelling and screaming his lungs out just because he made a three. I saw one time there was Olympics, it was FIBA basketball, and he hit a three. I forgot who it was against. It was like just talking smack the entire quarter. It's like, come on, you just made 1 3, Freddie. Stop getting into people's grills and telling them how good you are. Come on. Like, I don't know what Freddie's trying to do, but I agree with you. They're red hot from 3, but I think Oklahoma City, San Antonio, and Portland, they got it locked down at the top.
Oh, I was going to say, so we're talking about threes.
Yeah.
Isn't there another guy who...
Oh.
17 threes?
17. You know what? We talk about the Bradley Center, how, popcorn and soda and how you could get all those deals. Like, talk about the Sacramento Family 4-pack. Let me tell you, there wasn't enough popcorn or soda or any type of food to get through that misery Tuesday night at Milwaukee. Talk about the worst display of basketball on both sides. Well, no. It was bad. You talk about Andrea Bargnani trying to line up a three. I mean, you could just hold on the basketball and the Knicks win. He lines up a three and completely bricks it. Milwaukee comes back and ties it, and somehow the Knicks survive. I don't know how any of those fans could just get through that. That was a terrible basketball game. And you know what? Milwaukee's got to lower their ticket prices because after that game, there's no way. Milwaukee should have not lost that game, period. They should have. They should have not lost that game at all. So, with the Bargnani and then the J.R. Smith three-point land stuff, I think the Knicks and the Bucks just need to slap themselves because they really need a reality check.
Wait, how close did J.R. Smith make many of those threes?
No, I don't know. I think he had like what? Let me check his free throw. His
how many of those did he make?
Yeah, I want to check his 3-point percentage right now.
Wait, he shot 7. Why would he shoot 17 threes?
He said, I think he said on Twitter, he said, I shot 17 threes, LOL. I mean, he was.
That's not something to laugh about J.R. Smith. Gosh.
He went 5 for 17 from 3-point land.
Oh my gosh, the Knicks, they're a mess. They really are. They're one of the messiest teams I've seen in a long time. They're more of a mess than a team like the Kings.
Yeah. Because at least
I think they're more of a mess than Brooklyn. Brooklyn's starting to get it together, but the Knicks are just. I was watching the interview between Ahmad Rashad and Carmelo Anthony, and he was talking, and he was saying, yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. It was pretty recent because it was showing how they had lost all their games. And Melo was still optimistic, but I have a feeling Melo's gone in the summer.
I gotta ask you this, you brought up Sacramento. I've heard some Rondo to Kings rumors.
Oh,
No, I've heard it. Come on, I've heard...
They haven't even talked. Rondo's not coming to Sacramento.
If Rondo comes to Sacramento, what do you... Okay, you know what? Let's make a crazy prediction. If Rondo goes to Sacramento, are they a playoff team?
Yes. I'd have to say yes. But it would be hard to turn around because... maybe. They'd have to go on a 10-game win streak or something. Just to even get close. This isn't the East, Cameron. We're talking about the West.
Okay, but...
For for the West, you have to have a winning record to get into the playoffs.
That's true, but do you think Rondo would control DeMarcus's tempers, or will they be yelling and screaming at each other?
Oh, you should be yelling and screaming. Rondo doesn't even have a better temper than DeMarcus. They'll be yelling at each other. You'll have an Isaiah Thomas trying to split them apart. You'll have Marcus Thornton jacking up 15 threes, saying, "Oh, the spark plug off the bench." No, Marcus Thornton, he gets in, he shoots 5 threes, makes one, thinks he can hit all of them.
Oh,
He had a
God.
good game last night, but next time Coach Malone puts him in, he's going to jack up 3. He's going to go right back on the bench where he belongs, next to Jimmer Fredette.
Oh, God. I had to ask you about that Sacramento thing because I just had to go there. But we talked about Kobe. We talked about Brook Lopez. What do you think about this whole Luol Deng maybe being traded, but the Bulls say no? Are the Bulls just trying to survive and keep their head above water and try to stay at mediocrity, or do you think they need to make a big move with Deng?
I think the Bulls know. They're not. I think they know they're not going to make the playoffs. Well, they might. Actually, I take it back. They might. But I think they don't need to trade him. What can you get from him? You can get what, a first round pick? Maybe.
Yeah.
People said they would trade Deng, but not to dump their salary.
I mean, look, I think with this Deng thing,
And he's constantly injured. Think about it.
yeah, but I think he's so valuable.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, what team would want him besides maybe LA. I don't even know, like, what other teams want him. Dallas? I mean, what could Dallas give? I mean, I don't know where he would go. That's the thing. Maybe they just can't find a place for him to go.
Dallas already has Monte Ellis and Dirk, and then Jose Calderon getting his shot. I think Dallas, they have people. But what about maybe what a team? What about a Cleveland? They can give up Dion Waiters and Anderson Varejao.
But you have to look at it in Chicago's perspective. Would that help Chicago?
Yes.
No, I don't think it would.
You don't think getting Dion Waiters would help?
I mean, well, I'd rather have Deng still. I think, and I don't know like how much time Varejao would want because Joakim Noah would be yelling and screaming for the bench to get me in the game, and pulling another Omer Ashik. I mean, like, to me, there would be so much friction there if Deng goes to Cleveland and that happens. I get like what you're saying, like talent wise, but I just don't think it would work out from a chemistry point like perspective. So
No, Varejao could come off the bench.
yeah, I
Noah
think
gets banged up too. Joakim Noah's injured sometimes, and that could give Boozer some rest. You know, Boozer's getting older.
no. Let me just say this: if I was Chicago, I would say I'll give up Deng, but I want to get Jarrett Jack and Varejao. I would be more greedy.
You give up Jared Jack and Varejao.
That would work. I think Cleveland would do it.
Yeah, Jared Jack hasn't worked out in Cleveland.
I,
And he could be a starting point guard in Chicago. I think
he would love it.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's still puzzling to me why he left Golden State. He went from one backup point guard to another backup point guard situation.
I know, and then I think he did it strictly for the money. I mean, there's no way. Because if he had stayed with that team and then you plug in Iguodala to that equation, that would have just been ridiculous. And I think Jack just did it for money purposes.
Greedy. Getting playing time or making $2 more million. Come on. Players these days. Hey, they have their priorities. Okay, so Cameron, Wesley Matthews said LaMarcus Aldridge is the best power forward in the NBA. Do you agree with that, or do you see Kevin Love or who else is a good power forward? Kevin Love.
Blake Griffin.
Hey, did you see Blake Griffin's crossover yesterday?
No, unfortunately.
He got the rebound, went behind the back, went behind the back again, went behind the back again, crossed over, three behind the backs, and then he got fouled. But it was a nice move.
Well, he does have guard skills.
He does.
I mean, you look at Aldridge. You know, I think he's like talent-wise, I would say Kevin Love, but production-wise, right now, I think it's no doubt that LaMarcus Aldridge is the best power forward in the game. I mean, the whole package, Kevin Love, talent-wise, but if I have to go with production, I'm going to go with LaMarcus Aldridge. What do you see?
Yeah, they bring different qualities. Love brings that rare stretch power forward, being able to stretch the floor, being able to become the trailer, knock down the three.
Yeah.
LaMarcus brings that mid-range game that most big men don't have. Post-up game. He's not as good as a rebounder as Love, but that's because Robin Lopez cleans up all the boards. But
He's got that back-to-the-basket mentality, where he's going to back you. He reminds me of like a young Kevin Garnett in the sense that he loves going to that turnaround jump shot. He loves using that spin. He loves, jumpers mid-range over the top of defenders. I think that's really similar to Kevin Garnett a lot.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I can see a mini Kevin Garnett in LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah.
Plus, they surround him with shooters. Think about it. Batum, knockdown three-point shooter. Wesley Matthews shooting like 46%. Damian Lillard, he's clutch. He's just clutch.
He makes he makes some tough plays. We saw you guys have to see this in the paint. Our Facebook page. You have to see this video. Bill Simmons talking about the evolution of the Trailblazers, and it's really incredible. From the Jailblazers days to now, from Sam Bowie to the Jailblazers to now, it's been. Oh no, that's like we need to just do a whole show just between Sam Bowie and the Michael Jordan Sam Bowie draft, because I think we're both equally fired up about it.
They missed up on so many opportunities, though.
Yeah.
Not only Bowie, but also they missed on that 2005 loaded draft.
You know what the silly thing is
about Martell Webster? They could have gotten Chris Paul or Darren Williams.
You know what the silly thing is about that draft, the Greg Oden Durant thing, is that Durant, the only reason why Durant wasn't picked ahead of Oden is because he wasn't, like, through the athletic drills at the combine.
Yeah, you told me about this.
The bench pressing, like, he couldn't bench press 185 pounds and all these different type of things. Like, his vertical wasn't close to Greg Oden, and he wasn't fast and all these different type of things. I thought that was a little ridiculous, because that's something that you can develop over time, but those skills and the intangibles and all that, I don't think that you can develop in an NBA career. So that one, I totally agree with you. The Greg Oden thing, I feel bad for him, but he just should have gone with Durant.
What is Sam Bowie doing with his life now? Do you know?
Well, he made a documentary about it on ESPN, so maybe he just tries to solve his misery by discussing it.
Sob story. If I saw it, I'd turn it off.
Why? It was so sad. You know what? It was heart-wrenching. I'm going to be honest. I was a little teary-eyed when I saw it. A little bit. Come on. Okay, Jordan, let me just put it this way. You're an NBA player. You get picked, high draft pick, and then all of a sudden you go down with career injuries, and you could have had one of the greatest careers in NBA history. Wouldn't that be devastating?
Yeah, but who's to say he would have had the greatest career in NBA history?
Well, his college playing days and his workouts indicated that he had the potential to do that.